Hey, all you sexy mofos. Thank you for listening to the Gig Economy Podcast. First up, Irvine's Auto Repair in Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. They now added the EV electric vehicle. So all you Tesla drivers out there, or what is the Chevy Volt, you can take it to Irvine's and they can take care of it for you. 532-6600 or irvines.com to schedule. They have been with us for a long time, and we can't thank them enough for supporting the Gig Economy Podcast. They are located on Stafford, just east of 131 off 44th Street. 532-6600, Irvine's Auto Repair in Grand Rapids, a hybrid, and EV. Next up is a company called Womply. They are helping you apply for the PPP loan, which the money is going to run out very soon. I think the deadline to apply is May 31st, but when the money runs out, you can't apply, obviously, if there's no money. If you go to womply.com/gig economy podcast or check the description in the podcast that has the link in there, go in there. They're going to help you apply for it. It's super easy, super quick. Everything's done digitally. And if you were hurt during the pandemic and you need that money, I would go ahead and apply. I did apply. I got a sizable amount, and it's the money's there. The money is there. And any other questions that you might have, hit us up on Facebook Messenger or email us team at gigeconomy-podcast.com, and I can answer any questions for you. And last but not least, patreon.com/gigeconpod, or go to patreon.com and search the Gig Economy Podcast. You can find us. If you want to support us, if you like the content that you get every 2 weeks, we'd love to give you some more content. On Patreon, at the $10 tier, you get an extra podcast a month. Typically, it's a interview with a up-and-coming app that can support you being a gig economist. Or it could be Jesper and I just talking shop about other things, just more loosey-goosey. It's all there. You get an extra podcast a month, the pre-show banner, and a piece of merch when you sign up for the $10 tier. So go to patreon.com/gigeconpod or just search the Gig Economy Podcast. All right, guys, enjoy the show. Hi, guys. Welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. We are in this beautiful studio sponsored by Irvine's Auto Repair in Grand Rapids Hybrid. We'll talk about them a little bit later. Tonight, it's Jesper and I again. Larry kind of chickened out. No, not chickened out.
He's studying.
He's studying for some major tests. Even though we were talking earlier before the show started, he's retiring in a couple of years, and he's taking this major test. Hopefully it bumps up its, what do we talk about? His pay a little bit, maybe his pension.
It's probably one of those things that it bumps up his responsibility, but not his pay.
Oh, then why even do it?
Who knows?
Thanks, guys, for joining us tonight. If you could do me a favor and share it to any group that you're in. If you're on Twitter, can you retweet it? And if you're on YouTube, please subscribe, hit the notification so you know that we can go live, or when we go live and all that fun stuff. We would really appreciate it.
Ooh, Megan says there's a new legal name, Irvine's and Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV.
Yeah, see, so there's a funny joke around Irvine's and us and Eric Zane's show. So I always get so much shit from Eric Zane that I always copy what he says because they sponsor his show too.
Right.
And so I've heard him say EV, but he typically screws things up. So I was waiting for Megan. She said I forgot to email. She doesn't ever email me, just to let you know. She doesn't tell me anything. Nothing.
That's not true. Megan is the best.
So apparently
she always over communicates.
It's Irvine's Auto Repair. Irvine's and Grand Rapids Hybrid and Wait. Irvine's Auto. It's not Irvine's Auto Repair anymore? Irvine's and Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV? Oh, boy. Well, EV is obviously for the Teslas, I assume. Well, there's more than just Teslas.
Electric vehicles. Yep. Any electric vehicle.
That's all electric.
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah, the EV. Okay. So, yeah.
Wait. There's other electric vehicles than Teslas?
Yeah, I know, right? I want a Tesla so bad.
You're never going to get one.
How do you know?
Because I know your wife.
Okay, it is Irvine's Auto Repair and Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Okay. All right.
I love that name, by the way, Megan. That's great.
What, EV?
No, Irvine's Auto Repair and Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. It's a great name. How can you not remember that? It rolls off the tongue.
I mean, I dream about it in my sleep because I say it so much, and then I hear frickin' Eric Zane talk about it every single day. Every single day. Anyways, any information you want to find out about the podcast, download it, videos, anything, go to gigeconomy-podcast.com. Also, in all the descriptions on on Facebook or YouTube, there's a link tree link, and basically that has everything on it. So you can either go to our website or click that link, and that'll give you our website, give you the podcast, give you everything, our merch, Patreon, all that other stuff.
All the information.
All the information is pretty sweet. I really like that. So moving forward, as we're, what are we doing here? The picnic. I just want to talk about that. It's September 11th. I see my name blocks out the time, but that's okay. September 11th, 2021, from 12 to 4, the third annual Gig Economy Podcast Picnic in Riverside Park. Giveaways and food. And maybe a petting zoo. So, I mean, you can't go wrong with the petting zoo.
I still don't know where you're going to get the goats from, but that's okay. You'll figure it out.
What I'm going to try to do is go to get a pickup, some piece of shit pickup, and just drive down to Door and pick up some goats and maybe a horse, and then just drag them to Riverside Park.
You don't think the farms are going to,
Oh, they with goats and chickens, they're like a dime a dozen. They're just running around loose. No one even cares. So,
okay.
But yeah, if you want to join us for that would be great. There will probably not be a petting zoo, but there maybe Johnny Depp will be there too. So just saying. But anyways, yeah, come join us. We always have a good time. Free food, and there will be some giveaways. That's for sure. So.
Yep. And Mike, we are watching YouTube comments. It's okay.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we saw. Hey, I'm trying to get the show started, Mark. Like, I mean, what are we doing here? I'm watching. You can comment on YouTube. I see you say gasps, no mask, and bearded freaks. I got you. Of course, we have the merchandise. By the way, I was told by my co-host to take my other podcast sweatshirt off because, and I was like, well, I don't have any Gig Economy podcast stuff. Why don't you buy me some? And he said no. So now I have to wear this. Well, it's not like you can see it anyways.
I didn't say no.
Yes, you did.
I said make some more money.
Well, and I said, who made all the money so far? Anyways, now Mark's commenting on both platforms. That's hilarious. Also, I want to mention our Patreon members, Keith from Georgia, Janet from New Zealand, Larry, of course, from Bowling Green, and Samson from Grand Rapids, and Ron G from San Fran. And you know who I keep forgetting? And I'm such a dick. Steve from Rideshare Rodeo. He's also a Patreon member. Speaking of Steve from Rideshare Rodeo, it's a great podcast. You should check it out. He's more of the business end of Gig Economy. We're kind of the business end, but we like to share funny jokes and funny pictures and stuff like that. But I'm going to be on his podcast for the next 2 podcasts. So I'm going to be on a roundtable with Lifting with Larry and a couple other people. And Steve, we're going to talk about food delivery. And then the following is the 1 anniversary of the Rideshare Rodeo. And since we helped Steve get his podcast started, he thought it would be cool to have me on. And I don't know what we're going to talk about in that one.
The funny thing is they wanted me to talk about, to be on the panel for food delivery. And I went to Jason's like, that's okay. I can do that. But I've only done like 4 food deliveries in my life.
You know, it's funny. Isn't it so bad how we like read texts and we don't actually read them? I missed the part about food delivery, so I was like, "Wait, I don't want to be on 2 weeks in a row. Let's have Jesper do it." And then you actually read it and you're like, "Did you see it said food delivery?" I was like, "Oh yeah, that's not going to work." So yes, I will be on for 2 weeks in a row, so you can check me there. He does it live, but he doesn't do video, so you can check it out on the Podbean app. I think he's on.
I would like to say though that it is my goal to be back on the road within the next month, and I will be starting with food delivery. Probably, I don't know. My goal is once a week, just to kind of get started.
Yeah.
But I will be food delivery at least for 3 to 4 months, I would think.
I think I'm the same way.
Past the summer at least.
Yeah. I think once I start back doing gig work full time, I think I'll start taking passengers again. Plus my car is a disaster. So that doesn't help.
I gotta figure out something with my car situation too. I know, Megan. I will call you. I promise.
Hey, Megan,
trust me. The black car is a disaster.
I have his number if you want to harass him. he would love to talk to you, and he will answer the phone, I promise. So before we head in, we're not going to do stories from the road. I just scratched that for a while.
We don't have any.
We don't have any stories from the road because I literally am not driving right now. I found that when I drove during the summer and do lawn fertilization, I got burned out quicker in the winter when I went back to it. So it doesn't mean I'm not going to drive or not do food delivery, but my goal is not to do anything probably till the fall again. So
yeah. Hey, did you want to address Megan's question real quick? So absolutely.
Well, read the question.
Okay, yeah. So
it's an audio podcast.
So that's right. So Megan asks, I got a DoorDash order and the driver took my food out of the bag and wrote 5-star review, please, on all the containers from Qdoba. It has to be against some kind of rule, right? It really bothered me. First of all, for me, I would have given that guy a 1 star, absolutely, and probably even reported him, because there's no way that he should. There's no reason for you to take those things, the containers, out of the bag at all. So I don't actually know if it's against the rules. I would assume it is. Particularly, definitely would be if the bag was sealed. But I don't know how it is with Qdoba. Jason, maybe you can talk to that.
Yeah, I have a question. Which Qdoba was it? If is it the one in Granville or the one on Metro Health? And then Qdoba's bags are not sealed.
Okay.
Don't know why. They just don't. They're actually one of the very few that don't at least staple it or put a sticker on it. But I guess the reason I'm asking is because the Qdoba on Metro Health is new and they're pushing reviews. They want reviews. So I'm just curious if it was actually from the driver
maybe it was that
or was from Qdoba saying, please review us, please review us. Granville, yeah, they suck. They don't care. It's a disaster there. Megan's to the point where she wants to go to the Metro Health one because the Granville one is such a disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would guess if it was the driver, that's disgusting, and I would report it to DoorDash immediately and get a full credit on the food. And yeah, I see that's the problem. Like, you want to 1-star them, right? But why? It's too bad you can't communicate with the driver and say, "Hey, man, this is kind of weird." Like, once the delivery's done, you're pretty much it cuts off communication. But that is weird. I don't.
Yeah.
Why are you touching the food? Like, dude.
Even if it is just the containers, no, don't.
Well, no, because you're actually physically still touching the containers where the customer is going to touch it too, where I assume that the Qdoba had gloves on. So literally you are taking human fingers and touching it, and then the customer's going to touch it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would be curious what the container said. I don't think the Granville one does it. Oh, you assume Granville, yeah. Don't always assume. That's another trick about the restaurants. It's where the driver is closest. If he was closest to the Qdoba on Metro Health, he would go there.
But do you think the restaurant would take the time to write 5-star review, please?
I mean, when you get a new owner, like let's say he's the franchise owner of that one, he's like, hard in the paint trying to, get good reviews, I guess. I don't know.
But there's mechanisms to do that online. I mean, that's just...
Right. That would annoy me. I wouldn't do it.
No.
Like, I'd be like, this is annoying. Not only if...
1-star review.
I wouldn't go that far. So, all right, before we head into stories, I want to talk about...
No, there's no stories.
Sorry. Well, stories... Before we head to gig economy in the news, we're going to talk about Irvine's Auto Repair in Grand Rapids Hybrid, located on Stafford, just east of 131. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. We're going to need a new logo. Like, you know me, I'm just going to read. I'm Ron Burgundy. I'm just going to read what's on the teleprompter, and it says Irvine's Auto Repair, although it doesn't say Grand Rapids Hybrid. But anyways, 532-6600, or you can schedule online, irvines.com. Jesper, you can schedule right now during the podcast. I would allow you to be not pay attention if you want to.
That's okay. I'm not going to do that.
Don't take my word for it, though. Check out their Google reviews. I need to update that. That's probably either...
That's old.
That's old. That's an old picture. But, yeah, they're great. They do it all from changing an air filter even to getting an oil change. Megan will yell at you if you change your own air filter. That's the only people that get that joke are me and Megan. So I hope she heard that. And they'll do it all from major engine repair to just simple things. So schedule online. Everything's COVID friendly. You don't even have to see them. Drop your keys off, pay online, all that good stuff. So, damn it, Jesper, I just realized I wasn't recording your channel. Oh boy, I have to correct that. Irvine's
recording it now.
No, I can't. I actually have to stop the recording. Oh, it's a 4.7 with 306 reviews. So it's gone up. It's gone up quite a bit. So
thank you guys.
All right. Thanks, Irvine's, for sponsoring the studio. All right. First up, Uber ordered to pay $1.1 million to blind passengers who was denied 14 separate times. Good Lord. Let's see. Uber said it strongly disagreed with the ruling. What's interesting is the arbitrator also rejected Uber's argument that said it wasn't liable for discrimination because they're independent contractors. But I think even if you're an independent contractor, you still have some sort of duty. Yes, I said duty to the people that are disabled to provide your drivers with training and still be responsible for that. Or do you disagree with that?
No, I don't disagree at all, but I don't know. I think it's a tough one, right? Because why is it Uber's responsibility? They're doing everything they can on the platform.
That's true. I'm not siding with the big company because I don't want to be that guy, but I do feel a little bit like.
But for somebody has to be responsible.
Yes, and
right?
They are the ones that have the pocketbooks.
Correct. I guess. Why was he denied 14 times? Was it because he was blind or was it other reasons? Who knows?
Well, it says there's a couple. I don't know. It was a couple of issues where they would just drive away or they would harass her. Yeah, it's just.
Maybe we should talk about the bigger issue here is why would you deny a ride because the passenger is blind?
I think it was because of the dog. She has a service dog.
Well, yeah. But
so that's where I think a lot of people are like, because think about all those old guys at the airport, right? They love to keep their cars super clean. So when they see a dog, they're going to be like.
But I know that. But we all know that it's against terms of service to deny because of a service dog.
Right.
So at least Uber should kick those 14 people off the platform.
Yeah. I'm assuming they are. Yeah. She said she got fired from her job because she was late. See, one thing that this article brought up, this is what this platform was designed for.
Right.
That people that can't drive. Like, how are you not taking...
Right.
This is for... it's not like a wheelchair service. Don't get me wrong. But she will never be able to drive. So
Correct.
This is... What an amazing tool for her to be able to get places.
But on the other side of that fact, though, is she shouldn't plan that tightly on that. She can't. It's not Uber driver's fault that she got fired because she was late. I'm sorry. That's
if you deny the ride,
but how close to when she needed to be at work did she do that then?
I'm not going to get super technical about it. I'm just saying in general, you expect when the driver comes that he's going to pick you up. And who knows? He could have been the only driver within 30 minutes and she had to wait another 30 minutes. I'm not saying, I know. The dog ate my homework.
There's more sides to it than that. Yes, I agree. For me, the bigger issue is why did riders cancel?
Because they're assholes.
Well, yes, not riders, drivers.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
The drivers.
Yeah, it's because they're assholes, and people are. I would be a little weirded out too having a dog in my car.
I had it plenty of times.
Yeah. But you do think about it. Be like, oh, this is going to suck. There's going to be hair everywhere or whatever. Not that I would not do it, but I would think about it.
I would not. I'm sorry. I don't think about it that way. I never did. I had plenty of dogs. It was full 100% natural for me to just accept the dog. I'm sorry. That's just how I see it. And if there was hair, too bad. If it was bad enough, I would report it, right?
Yeah.
But if it wasn't, I would go.
I'm going to be nice and I'm going to take care of you. But if there's too much hair, I'm going to charge you $50.
No, but that's just that's the other side of that platform. That's what that's for.
Yeah.
You know?
I picked up I picked up a blind couple over the mall a couple times at Woodland, and they had a dog, and I didn't have a problem with it. But I also did pull up and go, ugh. I'm sorry. I just did.
No,
I don't want to take
But you did not turn them down.
Of course not.
No.
No.
So you still did the decent thing.
Yeah, of course. I'm just saying I do think about it when like I'm just like, oh, this is annoying. But I'm still going to do what's right.
Whenever I pull up to a passenger and I see a 4-year-old child in a car seat, that's what I'm thinking. Oh, this is annoying because now I know I'm going to get,
It's the worst. You roll up and I'm like, I think when I start taking passengers again, if I roll up and see a kid, I'm just going to roll away. I'm not even going to communicate with them. I'm just going to be like, turn the corner, cancel. I don't need my $5 or whatever. Just I'm going to move on to another place.
I still remember that one time where there was the father of the year and it was just, oh my gosh.
You?
Oh, yeah. I was picking somebody. I was middle of the day. It was a Saturday afternoon. It was up on the west side. No, east side. Northeast side. Anyways, and I was picking up a family, and the kid was probably no more than 7, right?
Yeah.
And he was out there by the road, and the dad was in, kind of packing and everything like that. And I was like, and I just kind of asked the kid, nonchalant, how old are you, son? Whatever.
Yeah.
And he goes 7, and the dad turned around and was like, you don't say it. I yelled at him, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, well, I need a car seat, and the dad just kind of went off. It's like, are you serious right now?
Yeah.
It was just, and he went off on the son, not on me.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is though at 7 is kind of debatable.
But he wasn't tall.
Right.
I mean, he was obviously not old enough to not have a car seat or a booster seat or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, so there was just no.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. Pete, who's on the chat right now, he doesn't do gig work anymore because he's a big boy. But he had so many car seats. It's not even.
We used to call him Car Seat Pete. No,
car Seat Pete. Oh, my God. It's terrible. All right. What are we up to next? Okay. So this is kind of interesting.
Yep. So this is it's a picture from Grubhub. Well, it's a picture from Reddit on the Grubhub drivers.
Yeah.
And so the picture goes $14.12 to pick up at Wendy's and deliver to the parking lot at, dun, 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 you guessed it, Wendy's. Shortest delivery ever. Wendy's was oh my God. Wendy's was too much of a douche to serve a hard-working truck driver on foot through the drive-thru, so he had to park and spend extra money to order it from Uber Eats. Douche move, Wendy's, douche move. Worked out great for me, though. And now, so the interesting part of that is then some of the comments is, should I let him cancel the order after I got the food? Then give him the food. Give him the food. Truckers are the lifeblood of America. Actually, it says shit. I would have let him cancel the order. And then, damn, I did not think of that. I did text him while he was watching me sit at the drive-thru. This is unreal. You guys make America run. Yes, I don't know, but I don't know why. But in a situation like this, whatever.
It's fine.
But anyways, the big story here is, and I've heard about it before, that they won't let him go through.
Well, every drive-through is like that. They won't let you walk through for safety, which I totally get. But it does suck.
But they should have a solution for that.
Well, they kind of do now. You can order curbside. So if he ordered on the app for Wendy's, they would bring it out to you. That's since the pandemic. Before the pandemic, they didn't have any of that. Curbside.
But they didn't have the need for it because before the pandemic, he could park the truck and go into the restaurant.
Yeah. Whoops.
Right. This obviously was in the time when the restaurants are closed, the no dining room.
Well, yeah, and at least in Grand Rapids, I only know of one Taco Bell, and I'm sure there's more. So if anyone's in Grand Rapids, you can correct me. But I mean, I don't know all of them. But every dining room is closed. Except the one Taco Bell where the drivers, and it's not even open. It's the drivers have to go in and pick up the food. Okay. So anyways.
Hey, Pete, is that like a, I don't know. I haven't decided if oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is why he said
it hasn't changed.
Yeah. And then Ben says he's here for Jesper's grammar. So I think Pete and Ben are on the same page.
Oh my God.
Okay.
You guys need to go away.
This is a new app that Jesper found. And I haven't looked into it yet, but it looks interesting. So
friend told me about Handy for Pros, which connected me to independent contract work. Easy household tasks that anyone can do. Plus, I'm able to make my own schedule. Top earners make more than $1,000 a week. I'm so happy I found Handy for Pros.
So it's another gig.
Yep.
Looks like some stuff that I even could do.
I honestly have not signed up for it.
I haven't either.
But I don't know if are they in Grand Rapids yet even? I don't know. I honestly don't even know.
I figured that since you shared it, you would know. I went to their website.
But still interesting concept. And as you said, this is things that you can even do. So this is, Handy for Pros. It's small things, large things, it's changing a light fixture, putting in a new door handle, that kind of stuff as well. Yep. So little things.
Yeah, it's I'd have to look into it because I wouldn't mind like putting together furniture. I mean, I suck at it, but I mean, if you got like someone that has arthritis or whatever, I mean, all that stuff you buy in the store nowadays is basically you got to put it together.
Right.
And so, I mean, I could do that, but again, it would be a little weird. What?
It's all the comments.
Oh God.
Mike goes, Handy, giggity.
Chris says, so you want a Handy? Do you want a Handy? Always, every time. Come over here. The table's boring under here.
Oh my God.
But anyways, yeah, I would do it. But then it's like COVID, and then you're going to someone's house. So there's some weird things. I don't know if I'd want to go, you'd get this job. You just pull into no offense if anyone lives in a trailer park. It's just, it is what it is. It's kind of the thing. But you pull in the trailer park and it's just a nasty one. You open the door and it's just like smells like death in there. You're like, yeah, this is not worth the $30.
I'm putting it together, but you're carrying it yourself, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it on your deck. I'm less likely to get hepatitis out here instead of inside the trailer. So, just not mocking Handy, but just in general. So yeah, it looks like it's a cool little app.
Yep. And Chris was not offering, by the way.
Oh, sugar jets. All right. Okay, so Jesper, you're up for this one. I know this is your favorite.
This is another one from Reddit. This is Uber drivers. I have been peeing in bottles for years. Still waiting for my apology from Uber.
So basically, this is just, since Amazon apologized to their drivers saying they actually do pee in bottles and that they need to allow more time, but read the comment. As both the Uber driver and Amazon driver, I've never pissed in a bottle unless I choose to do so. Okay, that's the stupidest sentence I've ever heard.
Don't get me wrong, though.
Don't get me wrong. Amazon drivers that take their time seriously may see it as their only option, which is why it happens with them. But if you're pissing in bottles as an Uber driver, it's just because you're a weirdo.
And we all know Jason is a weirdo.
No, I didn't stop cussing, Pete, fuck, shit, damn. So there you go. No, I'm not a weirdo. Like, who wants to go into the bathroom? Okay, it's 3 a.m. and you're out in the boonies. Like, okay, I guess you could just open the door and then piss out the side.
Because if you're out in the boonies and it's 3 a.m, there's probably nobody around you. Just going to the field, man.
Yeah, and I guess most cities, even Jenison, I think, has a speedway that's open 24 hours, the one on Baldwin. So I don't know. I like to pee in bottles. Okay. Why did I say that? Did I just say that on record? That's not what I meant to say. I find it convenient and it's easy. I did it all day today at work. I mean, I work outside. What am I going to do? Christopher says, what about Uber weed delivery? That's never going to happen because they actually said themselves until the feds make it legal, they're not going to do it. So that's never going to happen. No. I shouldn't say never, but yeah, it's going to be down the road. So, hey, like I said before, God bless me with a tool to pee in a bottle, and I'm going to pee in the bottle if I need to.
It's okay. So, you can pee in a bottle. You have my blessing to pee in a bottle.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Am I not a weirdo?
I didn't say that.
Oh, yeah. Pete, you got to hate bosses, man. The side project, that sucks. You better get working on that. They're kind of assholes. All right. Next up, it's about social distancing, which is super hilarious.
Hey, thanks, Pete, by the way.
Yeah, Pete, go pee in a bottle. All right. This takes social distancing to the next level.
No fucking way.
So he threw a bucket down from the apartment, probably the third. Some guy's gonna die. Looks like Jimmy John's. He puts the food in the bucket, and he just pulls it up. Fourth floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth floor. I mean, it's a way to do it.
How'd you get his tip, though? That's what I want to know. How is he going to get the tip?
I'll tip you in the app, bro.
Yeah, right. That's going to happen.
So that's a good way to keep socially distant. Chris says he used iced tea half-gallon bottle. Where the hell do you put that? See, I use a perfect Powerade bottle or a vitamin water bottle because I can stick it right in my door, and I don't, it's easy to conceal, except when the car wash guy takes it.
It has happened a few times.
One time. All right, second ad of the night, Womply. What a name, Womply. I talked about this last time, and they teased me that I ripped on their name. So Womply has designed PPP Fast Loan to help the underserved, self-employed community access the PPP funds. They said there's about 20 days left for the first draw, and I don't know about the second one. Or maybe it's 20 days in general for the money.
I think you have to sign up.
No, I think they're out of money in 20 days. They said there was
that's what I meant.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not the second draw, first draw, whatever. You have to apply within 20 days. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you apply on that 20th day, you might not get it. But Jesper and I, no. Oh, shut up, Mark. God, where does it say that? Oh, that's not from that. That's old verbiage. It actually ends on May 31st. Mark's gonna get kicked out of the show in about 2 seconds.
21.
So yeah, it ends May 31st. They extended it. So. Yeah, go ahead and apply. The link is in the description. I've already been funded my first one. Me personally, I am going to hang on to the money, and then when it gets forgiven, then I'm going to spend it because I really don't want to. I don't want a loan. I don't need a loan right now. So that's what personally I'm doing, but you can do whatever you want. But there's 2 draws on it. I got a significant amount, So
Well, and yes, but you still needed it.
Well, of course.
I mean, that's
the money's there for gig workers,
right?
Because the work was slow. So, it's there. It's just going to go away. You might as well take advantage of it. So, click the link. I think it's womply.com/gig economy podcast, but just click the link in the description. And don't listen to Mark. He's a dick. It ends May 31st, and I will change that slide. I'm making a note right now. There's my note. Yes,
so what are you talking about?
See, I'm making a note right now. Change
Womply. So I'm going to be talking about this story from the rideshare guy about Uber rolling back the driver features in California. And there's one particular driver feature that they're rolling back that people don't like that they're rolling back, which is the ability to set your own price.
Honestly, I didn't even know that they could do that. I mean, I remember us talking about it, but I mean, what does that even mean, set your own price? Like,
you could set your own multiplier.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, you could set your own multiplier. So basically, they was talking about one rider. They talked to one driver, and basically he said, I used to drive with a 1.8 multiplier as a regular.
Yeah.
And then he said, so in times when I knew there was nobody around, no one around, I would make it a 3 times multiplier, and sometimes I was even testing with a 5 times multiplier.
Wow!
Just to kind of see how it was going. And he was averaging $40 to $50 an hour nights.
Okay.
By doing that way, but so there, Uber is removing that feature now that because of Proposition 22. And so basically, the gist of the article is that since Uber won, if you will, they are no longer kind of giving us all these extra features. So, and this was only in California.
Yeah, I'm going to pile on that a little bit. It looks like I did a double article. So they had said later on, I added an article that's basically what you're talking about. But they said the rider cancellation had increased 117% over the past year. So they're like, oh, we're not making money.
Correct.
Although if people need a ride, like, unless it's just like during party time, but most of that's been during the pandemic. So,
yep. I read another article, which we don't have it on tonight, but there was another state where there was talk about Uber had mentioned that they wanted to bring back the multiplier to that state, but they couldn't because there was a constant, that state was still in a state of emergency.
Oh.
And so because of that, Uber was not allowed to do, exuberant pricing.
Yeah,
because of the state of emergency.
The last podcast was Steve mentioned that the multiplier is live and working in Denver, Colorado, where he's at. So, I mean, they are bringing it back for some people, but
right.
I don't know.
Probably not in markets where they don't need to, though.
Yeah, why would they?
Right.
Why they don't want to charge the customers more? I mean, they do want to charge them more, but obviously, people get pissed off. They're just gonna cancel.
Which the story too for this one here also goes that because they're removing the multiplier, the set your own price multiplier, they're bringing back upfront pricing for riders.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, again, two benefits obviously for the riders and not so much for the drivers.
I feel bad that I didn't know that they could set their own multipliers. I never even realized that. So it must be at the beginning of their shift. They're like, or when they sign on the app, they're like, what you want to set it at?
Yep.
Huh. It'd be weird because like you would compete with other drivers because the driver, let's say you set it at 2, driver A is at 2, driver B is at 1.7.
Right.
And I'm wondering how it looks on the rider end, like how they can.
Well, it's probably gonna offer the closest, cheapest ride. There's a parameter there.
I'd be interested to see if the 1.7 guy wasn't quite as close, if they would offer that on top of the 2.0 guy that was closer, and you could still choose the guy farther away.
That would make sense.
Yeah, it would make sense.
So you could decide who you want.
It's basically leaves. So that's super interesting. I didn't know they were doing that.
But I just want them to bring back the multiplier here in Grand Rapids.
Oh, remember those nights?
I still remember that New Year's Eve when I almost made $1,000.
Dude, the Garth Brooks for me, that Garth Brooks weekend, I had a 9.9 multiplier. I'm like nuts. I made like $250 for like a 15-minute ride or something like that.
I had about 3.5 hours at New Year's Eve where I made constantly. I had $50 rides.
What's crazy is the people were paying that.
I know.
Yeah.
They didn't care.
I mean, they didn't care.
No.
$300-$400 to get home safe. Okay. Anyways.
Well, but mine was like 5-10 minute rides, and they were constantly $35-$40 rides.
No, I'd walk. I don't care how cold it is. I would never pay that much. Screw that shit.
But people did.
I know. Those are the good old days. And now we're not even driving passengers because of this fucking pandemic. All right, so let's see. This one.
I don't know if I still would be comfort when I come back. Probably
in your Mazda?
No. There's nothing comfortable about the Mazda.
There's nothing comfortable about it. Okay, so
That's a good one. That's a joke there, Jason. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you. This is a video about no free rides. So we're going to watch that real quick.
Oh, I remember this video.
Yeah.
That happened to me once out in the...
Yeah. I'll explain it once we're done.
All right. No, the council. I don't know.
Can you call her? Because my phone not charged.
Sorry.
No?
No.
Why?
Because they canceled.
No, I want to call her. Just sit here.
It doesn't matter. I mean, you could go in and call her, but she canceled.
She canceled, yeah?
She canceled.
You can have to call her?
Me call her?
Yeah. No, your phone.
I can't call her.
Okay.
I mean, it's already out. I mean, there's no way for me to call her. I'm a total fan of this guy's phone holder.
Dude, I was thinking, like, it's so weird. It's for the audio listeners. He's a bigger guy, but it's like mounted up right by his armpit or a little bit lower. So he just kind of looks down like this. I'm like, how do you see your maps when you're looking down like that? But explain this to me. It says no free rides. How is that person getting a free ride just because they canceled when they got halfway there and then he does it again? Like,
well, so the idea is, right, that once you're in there, then he's going to take him home, right?
Oh, that you're hoping that the guy's like, it's fine. I'll just take you the rest of the way home.
Exactly.
But you're not even. So I wonder how that works if you drove, let's say it's a 20-minute ride, right? You drive for 10 minutes and then they cancel. Do you get up till that point, or do you only get $5 for the cancel fee? It's been so long that I've been in this situation. I don't even freaking remember.
I don't know. I don't know either.
I thought there was you got a portion of the ride plus the cancellation fee, not the full 10 minutes.
Well, you would get paid for all the time
Are you sure?
Well, that makes sense if you did, I guess.
Because ending the ride and canceling the ride are two different things. You know what I mean?
Why are they even able to cancel the ride once it's been started? Why is that possible?
Well, because maybe they don't know till that the driver or that the car is that the rider is actually in the car. They don't know.
So Angela says she got nothing, and Christopher says you get paid till the ride ends. So it happened to me probably 2.5 years ago. It was down on the strip, down on
we have a strip?
What, Lions, whatever that thing is.
Ionia,
thank you.
Lions.
Not Lions, Ionia. And see, it's been that long. I can't even remember the name.
I
of
know.
the road.
If you drive downtown, it's like a ghost town. It's so strange.
It was on Ionia. They filled up my car, right? And for some reason, they didn't have enough for the whole group, and they were fine about it. But for some reason, the guy with the phone and the ride did not come with us. He said I was going to take the next one.
Yeah.
And I was stupid at the time, right? So I start driving, and I hadn't even gone 10 feet. And the road,
because he wanted to request one for himself.
Then he canceled the ride, right? And so I just pulled in to the side. So everybody out. Like, why? It's like, because he just canceled the ride.
Yeah. So you're like, not a rookie. Christopher brings up, you get paid till the ride ends. So I think it's different on who cancels. So if you just say, I'm ending the ride and just end ride, you're going to get paid from point A, wherever, even if you didn't make it to the destination. But I'm wondering if the customer cancels.
But why is the customer even able to cancel?
That's
what I want to know.
They shouldn't be able to cancel it once the car is moving.
No.
They should know, Uber should know that the car is moving, and they're like, okay, you can't cancel the ride. Because we've all had it where they drunk cancel. They're not meaning to, but they end up canceling it. I literally think they're not trying to scam. They're just so drunk and they're screwing around with their phone. But yeah, I agree. I don't think they should be able to cancel once. But what happens if, I guess they could say, oh, I want to get out here, then you would just end the ride.
They can end the ride. But that's different than canceling the ride, right?
Yeah.
You would think at least.
Angela said, took someone from 28th and Breton downtown. I had no idea what was going on. Literally just disappeared mid-ride. Yeah, when you're new, you just don't really realize what's going on, especially if you... let's say you have the volume down, you don't hear the cancel ding, and you have another GPS app up, you wouldn't even know. You'd get to the destination, you'd be like, oh shit, I just did not get paid. Like, where's this ride? Or you get a request, and you're like, wait a minute. But interesting.
Yeah. So Angela goes, she was, a nice person, took them to the destination, and we've all done that.
Yes.
I've taken people to their destination, but not because they cheated,
Yeah.
And that's, that was a bullshit move from them.
We've all been punching bags at a time.
Absolutely.
It's sometimes just part of the thing. So
yep.
So
I want to just follow up here real quick. Angela, what market are you in?
She's from GR.
Oh, I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you.
She's been on the stream before.
28th and Breton. Yeah, that makes sense. So never mind.
All right. So this was your Jesper.
Thank you for reminding me. This is another Reddit. This is Lyft drivers. Bad neighborhoods. What do you guys think about 3-starring people just because they live in a bad area? Like, they could be really nice, but you just don't feel comfortable there. So I think this is something we talked about many times, about different ways of, figuring out whether or not it's a good area and that kind of stuff. And I know one particular gentleman who was on the show earlier tonight that had to leave, Pete, excuse me. There was a couple of times where he wished he knew who Ivy was on the other side of, where he was and that kind of stuff. So, no, I'm not a fan of 3-starring people just because of where they live. That's not something.
Oh, that's the biggest dick move ever.
Yes,
like,
it is.
How terrible. You're like, you're going to 3-star them because they're underserved? Like,
no, that's
fucking asshole.
That's a dick move. Absolutely. But, there was areas when I was driving at night, and particularly in the beginning, I would stay away from some areas after 1 a.m.
There's nothing wrong with staying away from that area,
No.
but actually punishing the passenger because they live in a certain area is like...
That's a dick move.
It's total dick move.
Yes.
I couldn't believe that that person even wrote that.
So, and of course, the one comment that I'm going to bring up that was there is like, go get another job. Scary people like you make me sick to my stomach. If you're that afraid to drive them, why bother? Go to Burger King and flip burgers. Giving people low stars because of where they stay is just evil. And that's true.
I'm telling you, the guy that does that is the same guy that doesn't pick up the blind person with a dog.
That is true.
I mean,
that is
seriously.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't...
But I think the biggest thing is that, you should not be driving. If you consider doing stuff like that, you should not be doing gig work in general.
Well, it's just common sense. Like, even him writing that, if he was actually serious, like, if you would reread that after you wrote that, you're like, wait, I'm punishing the passenger because where they live? Like,
Right. No.
Punish them if they don't tip you. You know what I mean?
Or for other behaviors.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, not because of where he lives.
Right.
No.
So this has been going around. I don't have any slides for this, but Uber has announced a $250 million stimulus to bring back drivers. The company said that the incentive will help welcome back existing drivers and ensure first-time drivers do well as they learn the ropes. Okay, whatever. I missed that when I first read it. Let's see. It kind of cut out, of course. There's an ad. So in Austin, for example, drivers are guaranteed $1,100 if they do 115 trips, the company said. In Phoenix, drivers are guaranteed $1,700 if they do 200. So here's the thing. Those are just guarantees. They are not bonuses. And again, 200 trips in a week?
So why don't you tell the difference between a guarantee and a bonus?
Yeah, so this is where people get tripped up all the time. The
Right.
guarantee basically says Uber will pay you. And I know I'm not saying you guys are dumb when I'm explaining this, but some people literally don't know.
Right.
The guarantee means if you do the 200 trips, no matter what you made, you'll at least make $1,775.
They will pay the difference between what you made to the 1,700.
Right. And they've done the math. They know how to figure it out. They're really not going to pay. If they're going to pay much, it's going to be $20. You know what I mean? And there's a real good chance you'll probably make more than that.
Right.
So, and I think that includes tips too.
It probably does.
Yeah. So the bonus is totally different. Like if it's a legit bonus, one of them that's been floating around the country is the 3 rides for $100. I have not gotten that.
There's a bonus like that?
Yes. It's for drivers that haven't been driving for a while. So obviously I was doing Uber Eats, so they're not offering it to me. But there's drivers in Sam's mom did it. She got offered it. 3 rides, $100.
Holy shit.
I know. You need to get back. Well, you probably won't. Well, I guess if you do get approved and you don't drive.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, I mean, I know you will get
So
approved.
I am waiting for Uber to actually get me back on the road. Apparently my background check lapsed and it's now taken 3 weeks to get that back. So.
See, Chris said 100 for 3 is what got him driving again. That's the whole point. I would do it too if I didn't. I don't have an inspection. If I was all legal with inspection and I got that offer, I would go take 3 rides for $100. I mean, $100.
Right.
I mean, you know how much stripping I have to do for $100? I'm only getting quarters thrown at me, so I'm going to be out there 12 hours
And
getting
they're
that
doing
100.
it, to see if it sticks.
What?
See if the quarters stick to your body.
That got weird. Christopher says 200 trips is killing yourself. Yeah, that's killing yourself. I mean, that's bad. And I know Tom from Chicago, who he's gotten a ton of bonuses. Like what did he make? I don't know if you saw in the group. It was like $2,000 for the week.
Oh, wow.
On bonuses and tips. So, yeah, definitely look for the verbiage of bonus. If it's a guarantee, it's probably... Now, I'm not saying it's not worth it, but you're going to earn every bit of that penny.
Correct.
No, that did not come out right.
Every penny of that bit. I don't know.
Yeah, something. We got a guy that went to private school and a guy from Denmark. So
Denmark, do you know where it is?
No, I don't. By the way, every time our interview earlier tonight said Jesper, it just I cringed. I didn't want to correct him. I should have
It's okay.
It's fine. I just hate it. I don't know why.
Okay. There are strange things every day. Are we ready for that?
Which strange things every day?
Are you delivering food for Brooklyn?
Oh, hold on. I'm not there yet. This is just odd. Okay.
I know. Are you delivering food for Brooklyn? She does not live here. This is not Silver Springs Apartments. You have the wrong address. I don't want her food. Her taste sucks. So apparently, Brooklyn has been getting food there a lot of times.
Well, here's the thing too: is the pin just dropping it where they live?
I don't know.
And is it literally the same address? Are these drivers not confirming? Like, I don't just drop food; I look for the address. Like,
well, but there's been instances though where, well, and so you're saying you look for the address, right?
I confirm it.
Yes. But there's been instances where the pin is actually wrong for the address.
100%.
Right? And so maybe that's what it is.
But they're still not confirming it. The only way
Correct.
I would leave that there is if it was the same street with the same number, even
Right.
if the pin was wrong.
Because otherwise you just report and get free food, right?
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, what kind of dumbass? I mean, if Mike Delivers heard this from the Mike Delivers podcast, he would be ashamed at that driver. Like, how are you not verifying it? There's only one or two areas I go when I deliver, and I couldn't tell you what they are offhand, that the GPS is off. Oh, yeah, I got one. It doesn't really matter. It's off Wilson. There's some condos. It's off every time. You have to, like, if it says it's right here, it's usually 10 condos down.
Is it the new condos up on
No,
Wilson?
it's not. It's across from those, but it's Wilson and not up by you, up in Granville here.
Oh, I get you.
But yeah, it's wrong every time. So I know that going in there, but you just got to verify. It's not that hard.
I know.
And clearly that guy gets a lot of food for Brooklyn and her taste sucks. She's probably ordered freaking McDonald's or something like that. But I guess if she did order good food, I mean, I would eat it. I would tell them, hey, this is the wrong one. I probably wouldn't. The first time I wouldn't.
Did you live in Brooklyn? Yep, this is me.
No. I would never say it's for me, but if they just dropped it and left, and I'm like, what the hell? There's food on the, you know what I mean? I have a camera that goes off when people come in or come to the door, but I don't know. Good Lord. Okay. What are we up to? Patreon. Well, if you'd love to support us on Patreon, we would love to have you. We do an extra podcast, what we were talking about earlier. We interviewed somebody that's going to go up on Patreon first and then to everyone else. Cool little concept.
If we get 2 people signing up for Patreon tonight, I will get Jason a t-shirt.
Oh, sweet Jesus. He didn't even say which tier, so you can sign up for the $5 tier. $5 tier doesn't get you anything from us. Just say thank you. You're just, tipping us in the app. But the unicorn gets you an extra podcast a month, usually a live video. Well, sometimes live, sometimes not.
Get
but
merch.
You get the video, and then you get the audio, a special RSS feed for you. You get a piece of merch, and then the before show banter, which I've been terrible with the last couple podcasts.
Not doing a good job at selling it right now.
I know. I know. Yeah, the banter has been bad. But yeah, we would love for you to support us. I need a sweatshirt. Jesper says if we get 2.
No, I said t-shirt, not sweatshirt.
You said merch.
I said t-shirt.
Fuck.
But we can have it be sweatshirt.
A t-shirt. It's summertime. I will take a t-shirt. So if you go to patreon.com, search Gig Econ Pod, I think it is. I don't know. They don't let you put the
There's
full
a link
name
in the link tree.
There's a link in the link tree, and then if you do go to Patreon and just search the gig, it will come up. I've done it before. So thanks, guys. Everyone that's already supporting us on the Gig Economy podcast. So this is funny. I realized like all the ones that you shared, I put my name on it, and it's not like it's just how it worked out. I don't specifically do that. But anyways, Jesper shared this. Is from Lyft. It says he obviously had a question about some sort of insurance or front seat passenger. It says, hi, Shane. Upon checking on our end, the front passenger seat is not insured. As part of Lyft's health safety commitment, the front passenger seat must remain empty. Both apps have done that for the pandemic. So are they saying that if someone does sit in there, they're not insured? I mean, that's literally what that says.
I'm sure it is also to save money.
I'm sure it is too, but I feel like this should be blown up more than our podcast.
Why does it have to be? Because they say it's against terms to have anybody sitting in the front seat.
I know, but I mean, it happens every day.
Yeah.
But
just like we many years ago used to drive without the rider.
Yeah.
We took the chance. We rolled the dice every time we go on the road. People are doing that today.
You're right. And so if you hear this, do not put anyone in that front seat, because your insurance company is going to say, hey, you screwed up. You violated terms of service. I mean, maybe they will cover it. I don't know. But if the guy gets killed,
I bet they won't.
I don't know. That's crazy. I'm not going to mess with that.
No.
I mean, when I get back to it.
I mean, what happens if you break the law?
That's not a law. That's
no, but I mean, technically, let's say you are on the road, right? What happens if you're in an accident and, for instance, you are inebriated? Do the insurance cover that?
You're saying hypothetical, not Uber driving.
No.
Oh, I think they do.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure they do. I mean, that's actually a really good question.
Should though, I guess, right?
Yeah. Mark says, I never knew that you weren't supposed to sit in the front. No. You're only a creeper if you sit in the front. But no, when the pandemic started,
it's only because of the pandemic.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Normally it was fine, but like an XL is now like 5.
If XL is 5 and X is 3.
3.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just from the pandemic to slow the spread, I guess, of coronavirus.
Well, it's the 6 feet, right?
Yeah. Well, it's not 6 feet. I mean, if you're driving your Mazda 6. It's a Mazda
it's
3
not
inch.
2 feet. Correct.
But yeah, definitely do not put anyone in there. I mean, I feel like the rideshare guy, who's kind of the OG of podcasting and gig stuff, should be talking about this, because that seems crazy that if that happened. I mean, again, the chances are slim to none, but it probably happens every day that someone driving gets in an accident. So.
And Jerry, yes, it is just a COVID thing, and it'll come back. You know, once the COVID lifts and everything gets back to normal, if you will, even the new normal, we'll be back to having people sitting in the passenger.
No, I think I'm going to keep it that way. No one touched my damn radio. I don't have a damn aux cord. I don't care if you're cold. Shut your mouth and let's get going. All right, next up.
And then give him a 5-star rating.
Of course, always 5-star.
So the rider verification feature,
which is I'm super excited about. It's not as exciting as it should be, but
it is, kind of is. So again, the big thing is when I first read the article, I read driver verification feature, right? And I was like, what is this? But then the big thing here is it's actually the rider verification feature, which is really cool, because now they actually have to verify with a piece of with an ID. Which is really cool because...
Can I clarify that it's not everybody. It's only if you use a debit card.
Correct, yeah.
Or a gift card. Okay, you just want to clarify.
Sorry, yes. Yeah. If you're using a gift card or a prepaid or something like that, then you have to verify. And it's for safety reasons, right? This is good for the drivers. This is good for us to really kind of be able to know who gets in the car.
My question is, why don't they just do it for everybody? Like, I don't see why it's so... I mean, it's more... I feel like it's more of a... I mean, it is a safety thing, but I kind of feel like it's something just to help them out.
But are they already doing it maybe for...
No, I don't think they are. I think they're acting like it's a safety thing, but they actually are doing it on the back end anyways, just to make sure they get paid. Meaning before they...
Oh, that's good. I never even thought about it that way, yeah.
Right. So they're presenting it as like, oh, a new safety thing, but they're like, oh, we want to get paid, so we want to verify this person is legit.
But if it's prepaid, aren't they getting paid no matter what?
That's true. If it is prepaid or a gift card,
right?
You would think the money's already on there. What does it matter? So maybe it is for safety. I don't know. I don't understand like why we can't just do it for everyone then.
That's correct.
I mean,
but we talked earlier today. We had an interview. There's a very, very cool new thing coming up for safety as well. But just, I mean, we're talking about that all the time about safety for us drivers. We see there's a hugely increase in incidents, we should call it, with people like they're having their cars stolen or all that kinds of stuff that it's just craziness.
Hey, I have a question for you. Kind of a throwback to the earlier about the blind person winning that lawsuit. What happens to the guy, the Uber Eats driver that died that we talked about last podcast? Is his family okay to sue Uber?
No, I wouldn't say no. I mean, they could try.
It's the same thing, right? And they will win. I guarantee it.
But Uber didn't.
Exactly. I totally get what you're saying, but it's literally the same thing. Uber, that guy was an independent contractor.
But it's not the same thing though, because
you're right,
his car was
true.
Carjacked.
That's true. You're right. It is different because they should have. Well, again, it kind of is. They should have provided more safety features for that guy. That's what the lawsuit will say.
But in what sense?
Exactly.
I mean, he's an Uber Eats driver,
right?
Right. Two people jumped
it's
into.
So random.
Two people jumped into his car.
I know. My point
as
is
he was delivering.
Right. My point is though, the family could sue and probably would win.
Oh, I agree. But why would they win? Why is it Uber's fault?
I know, but I'm wondering when they're going to say when they're
enough is enough.
Yeah. Well, like what else could Uber do to make it more safe? We talked about the company that we interviewed earlier. I think that's a step in the right direction. They're actually asking. I've seen a lot of the subreddit groups. Uber is asking if you have a dash cam, can you please register it? So they are doing more things to do it, but I don't know what else they could do.
No,
I mean, other than having. I mean, in that situation, I know this is going to sound ridiculous when I say this, but other than having a armed guard in the car with you all the time, that was the only way that guy would he got killed because he tried to protect his car, but got killed because those teenagers are pieces of shit. But my point is there was nothing that no one could do, Uber or the police or anything, because it's such a random act of violence. So yeah, I don't know.
So the one thing I thought about, and I realized that this wouldn't have helped in this particular situation, but we have heard that in all the big cities there's a big increase in carjackings
for some reason.
But I'm assuming it's because.
Sorry, I heard something fell upstairs.
Megan just fell.
Honey, are you okay?
I'm assuming it's because. People leave their cars unlocked and possibly even running as they're dropping off the food.
It wasn't that situation for that guy, but that does happen. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing. I don't know. I mean, if I was out there doing more food delivery, I would never do that, particularly not in an area where yeah,
it could happen.
Yeah.
Well, it can happen anywhere. It's funny you bring that up because I don't know if I've talked about it on the podcast, maybe in the Telegram group, but. My next car is going to have that NFC chip in it where I can just lock my car, which I do every time anyways, but where I don't have to fumble for a key. It's so annoying doing 20 deliveries a day. And, I actually don't do it when I drop the food off, though. I leave the car running, sometimes the door open.
But it's also Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yeah, but I think I would even in Detroit or Chicago. I think
I would not.
Depending on what neighborhood I'm in, but I'm not. At least at the restaurant, you're actually going in and I can't physically see my car.
Right.
But when you're dropping food off, taking a picture, it's literally 20 seconds. I'd be curious if we did a poll.
If I'm in people's driveway.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. No,
I'm dropping off the food.
I don't lock there.
Yeah, you mean the 4 deliveries you did? You're like, you son of a bitch.
Got me.
Got me. All right. So we kind of talked about that. Yeah, we really just have 2 more pictures and then we're done.
Wow, we flew through it tonight.
Yeah, we're at 104. 1 hour.
An hour and 4.
Yeah, I was read it as an idiot. Okay, this is hilarious.
Always are an idiot.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Is this mine?
Yep.
I am so baked, I didn't notice that the pizza I wanted didn't add to the cart before I hit order, so I just waited an hour and a half and paid $15 for one side of ranch dressing and nothing else. But
Dude.
Why do they deliver a side of ranch dressing?
Who cares? But what's crazy is the delivery fee was $8.22. Like and he said he waited an hour and a half, so there must not have been any drivers around because they must up the prices when there's no driver. So it was 99 cents for the ranch, $3 in taxes and fees, $8.22 for the delivery, and the guy tipped $2.46. Oh my God. That's how high are you? This is how high I am. My gosh.
Oh my gosh. So Christopher actually just had a question, and I'm going to bring it up because
A question?
Yeah. So what happens when customers' 4-year-old kid gets in your car and you crash? So my assumption, Christopher, is if the customer brings their own car seat and the car seat is approved and valid, nothing would happen other than the fact that let's say it's not your fault, it crashes, you crashed or whatever. Everybody's insurance would pay out and everything is fine, right? Because you're following the rules and the law and all that stuff. Now, if there is no car seat and said 4-year-old is swung from your car and die or something like that, then I don't know what happens. But I know you're in a world of trouble.
Yeah.
I mean...
Pete and I kind of argued back and forth early on about providing...
you left the car while delivering.
I think that's what he's talking about, not actually driving a 4-year-old, meaning you leave the car running in the driveway and the 4-year-old gets in and drives it. I think. I don't know.
Oh, and then he crashed your car.
Yeah. But anyways, going back to my original,
Good
Pete
question.
and I used to argue because I said, I might just provide a car seat. He's like, yeah, what about the litigation if, the car seat's bad or whatever?
Exactly.
But I mean, I think a jury would look at it and say, at least he was trying to be safe. But I think it's, if you're going to take somebody, I'd rather have my own car seat than no car seat. I guess I would look at it that way.
But don't take somebody. I mean,
no, don't.
I had a booster seat, to be honest. When I drove, I had a booster seat, and I offered that a couple times.
Yeah.
But only a booster seat.
Yeah. I'm not talking like an infant seat.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
no.
even know how to install that thing. My kids are 23, 13, and 10. I haven't done that in a long ass time. So, anyways. Yeah, I think he was talking about if you got out. That's what he was talking about. I don't know.
Right.
You beat that kid's ass and you go to your next delivery. I mean...
Then I think you get sued.
Yeah. All right, last slide for the night. It's nothing breaking or anything. It's just disgusting. So it's DoorDash. It says, hand to customer. Please actually leave at the door. I have herpes on my hands and don't want you to touch me. Okay, thank you. So basically... So there's different kinds of herpes, right? There's like I'm assuming he means like the cold sore, but isn't that just on your mouth? Like, and then there's genital herpes. Like, they're all different, right? Like, what kind of herpes are we talking about on this guy's hand?
Does it matter?
You're right.
Why does it matter?
Good point. It does not matter what kind of herpes you have on your hand. That's disgusting. Why are you putting it in the frickin' report? Like, just leave it. I swear it had to be a joke, but geez. Christopher says, when I was delivering pizza, I was always told to turn off the car because you never know someone get in your car. I mean, totally, 100%. Right. Yeah, it could happen, and I'm sure it does on a daily basis. Right. People's cars get stolen, but anyways, well, guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Mark. Sort of. Thank you, Christopher, for tuning in. You used to watch quite a bit, and then you were gone for a while, maybe because of the pandemic, and then he was back.
Yep.
Thanks, Pete, and everyone else that joined in. What do we got coming up? We had that interview that'll come on Patreon, and then we got another. We have 3 interviews this month.
Yep.
They're not all going to come out at the same time, but
right.
Some cool new. What would you call the one we talked about? A tech thing.
It's a
service.
It's a safety feature.
Safety feature. The next one is a possible new gig that you could do, and the next one has to do with banking, trying to help the gig economy worker.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, Janet, I didn't even realize you were on.
What?
Janet.
She's creeping in the background.
Thank you, Janet.
Bye, Janet. Have a good night. Thanks, guys.
See you guys.